Black and White Sessions. We are so excited today to have the fantastic Greg Whipple. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Of course, we're so glad to have you here.
Oh, so glad to be here.
This is so great. You know,
Honored.
It's season 3. We're kind of coming into our stride with this thing, and so you've been on my mind since season 1, and
Aww.
I'm so glad that it's working out to finally have you join the Black and White Sessions family.
Totally.
So
I am in such great company. Holy crap.
Yes, and a lot of your friends have been through here.
Yes.
Lots of them. We chatted a little bit earlier about the fact that you are a former member of m-pact.
I am.
And a few of those guys have floated through here as well.
Yeah.
And the new version of m-pact did a Christmas
Yes,
tune.
that's true. They did. The new m-pact 2.0. That's
Yes.
what to call them.
Okay.
We call ourselves X-pact.
Oh. Well, that's a good name.
We might form a band at some point. You never know.
I was going to say, maybe, you guys could all get together and do an m-pact, x-pact combo show.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That might be kind of fun.
You just got to pull everybody from their respective places around the world.
Yes. Look, we're just dreaming things up here.
Yeah.
That's what's happening, concerts.
Dream is
and
a wish
such.
your heart makes.
Yes. Well, let's talk about beginnings a little bit with you. So, because you're not originally from California.
No.
So talk about
Is anybody?
Well, I don't know. You'd be surprised. There's
That's
been a
true.
few around
That's
here
true.
that are actually from here. So talk about where you're from and kind of how it came to be that you found your way to California.
Okay. Grew up in Florida, in Orlando specifically. Was sort of raised in the South and then settled in Orlando. And Orlando is sort of the G-rated Vegas. So,
Yes.
so I grew up in the entertainment-y kind of thing. My dad was a minister of music at a Baptist church, as was many of my other family members. So grew up in that whole vein. Hence the choice of song.
Yes.
And I went to school for music, Tallahassee, Florida State. Then cut my teeth doing Universal Studios and Disney World after I graduated college, singing in both the parks, and then also doing session work for Disney and for other people. And my dad's choir was very helpful because my 12th grade Sunday school teacher / top alto in the choir was the top session contractor in Orlando.
Oh, well, that's helpful.
And then one of the secondary contractors was also in there, and they both gave me huge breaks. They, gambled on me as a young, fresh kid out of college, and it ended up working out, and I worked a lot there and just kind of hit the ceiling, and I needed to see where I could go, and eventually moved to Seattle and joined m-pact through the sort of a cappella networks that I had started to work in. And then that dried up as well, because before a cappella took off with the sing-off and Glee and all that stuff, it was, it was a harder life trying to make ends meet and make a living doing that. So
Right.
I eventually needed to be happy, and the thing that made me happy was being in the studio and being a session singer. And so it was either New York or LA, and I chose LA because my sister lived here and it was easier and cheaper.
Yeah, of course.
So
you ended up here, and then obviously you kind of started doing the whole thing of having to network, and it's kind of like you kind of had to start over a few times with the networking.
You kind of do, and you just get a gig wherever you can, and you always have to go out and be somewhere singing somewhere, because you never know who's going to be there listening. I sang with Frankie Valli for a year as a 4-season because I was at a friend's karaoke party and sang some Journey song, and one of the guys was like, "You should audition for Frankie. Here's her information."
And off you went.
Yeah.
Well, and that is kind of how things work in this town. It's very strange that way, but it is kind of having to stay relevant and stay in it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now, fast forward to now, you've sung on, I don't know, what do you think, like hundreds of films? Are we in the hundreds? Probably somewhere close. Somewhere
Maybe close.
in there. Somewhere. Or film and TV, if you combine it all.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you combine it all, maybe.
If you combine it all, film and TV. But we were talking about some of the work you've done in, like, children's cartoons and things like that. what does that look like? So give us kind of a rundown of like, are you? Are you fully character voices? Like, because you're obviously an adult, so are you doing adult characters? Give us just for a lot of our viewers, they don't really understand what that even looks like.
Right. You sort of have to bring your duffel bag of hats.
Okay.
Put different ones on, depending on, sometimes even in the middle of one take. Because you could be doing sort of African tribal guy and then back to sort of choral singer, you know. And there's a lot of character singing. It helps to have a really sort of gregarious personality, so you can pull from a lot of different things to create different characters. I don't do a lot of that. I want to get more into that, but yeah, I mean, the majority of the work in town is choral, even for the children's stuff, even for the children and children's animation stuff. But they also have a layer of character animation stuff, and
yeah,
it just kind of happened. I just was like, I can kind of do that one time and stepped forward and did it, and they were like, oh my god, that was great. So,
and it just kind of worked out.
yeah, it just kind of worked out.
Yeah, because we were talking about you've had a few roles with Sophia the First, and now The Lion Guard, the newer Disney production, and others. There's a lot of different things and fun. What maybe tell us, like, what is maybe a highlight or a favorite film you've been able to work on, or something maybe that you were a fan of,
right?
Going into it and that sort of thing.
Well, there's so many, but I specifically remember Star Trek. Mm-hmm. I wasn't like a Trekkie, or actually, Elon would kill me if I said Trekkie. I think it's Trekker or Trek.
I was about to say.
I don't know the term.
Yeah. Elon would probably just beat you down right now in general for saying that you're not a Trekkie or a Trek.
That's true.
Whatever,
That's true.
a Trekette. I don't know. She's just going to kill us both for just completely murdering that whole thing. Hi.
Hi, Elon. Don't kill me. No, it was the first I did all three. I'm very blessed. And my sister as well, Karen, was on them, and I just looked at her one time during the very first one that we were doing, and they amazing scores, first of all, very memorable, and the way that he juxtaposes the new theme with the old theme, especially during the closing credits, is just like mind-blowing.
And who is the composer for this?
Giacchino.
Okay.
Michael Giacchino. And we were singing the original theme, which Elon can do so well.
Yes, and she did for us.
And she did, of course. And I just happened to look over at my sister, and we both kind of turned like 6 years old again. It was awesome. And then, when I went and saw the movie, I had a sort of run of success, because it's a very feast or famine business.
Yes.
And I had a recent run of success, and my roommate doesn't ever like to have the patience to sit for credits, so he goes out and smokes a cigarette. And I stayed and watched the credits, and I realized that I had not sort of given thanks for all of this success that I just had, and then listening to that score of the credits, and I just started weeping, and I had church right there in the middle of the ArcLight.
Wow.
It was fantastic, and I just was like, holy crap, I can't believe I get to do this for a living.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's a real moment. That'll be a memorable moment for you for a lifetime.
It really is.
You'll remember sitting in that theater, and that's really, really incredible.
Yeah, this is a really weird business that we live in and that we do, and
yeah,
I can't believe sometimes that I'm paying the bills doing this,
Yeah.
So.
But, and you touched on the fact that in this, it is a feast or famine, and so it is great to have other things that help bring income in, knowing that it's going to be up or down and all of that. And so a lot of people probably don't realize that a lot of the vocalists in town they're either music teachers of sorts for various things, vocal teachers, vocal coaches, and then outside of that have church jobs, and then some in things completely not music related at all.
Joanna and Karen have a flower business. Like, awesome.
Yeah, which is so great. And there's a lot of that, and it's something that everybody just, has to come to terms with. It's like, well, we're all in it together. Yeah. Because we love the art form, we love what we do. Yeah. But it does require, being able to do a lot of different things.
Right. Or being betrothed to somebody who's not in the business.
Yes.
That helps too.
Well, yes, that's also a bonus, isn't it? Just a little bit. Well, we're so thankful and so glad that you stopped by and
such a great time.
Joined us, and we just wish you all of the best.
Thank you.
And we look forward to having you back. We want you to come back and do m-pact. That's what
m-pact. Yes, we should do that. And I want to sing with you on stuff.
Yes, let's do it. I think we should do something Southern gospel.
I think so.
What do I think?
Yes.
Bring our Southern roots.
We could do a Southern gospel quartet and just have the two other voices just, piped in. Because that's never happened before
on
TV.
Never. All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye.